This is the DJI Mavic 3, and it is an incredible drone. Captures amazing video, amazing images, but it's got one major flaw, and that's this. The standard RC that comes with the drone. Now this controller comes with the drone by itself or with the Fly More package, and the reason it's such a fatal flaw is this. The connection interference when you're flying around 1,000 feet or less, sometimes more, but you go around trees and objects, sometimes the drone loses signal a little bit where the screen starts to lag and you're like, I'm still okay. Or it just completely loses the signal altogether and you're totally screwed. The drone is set to automatically return to home when that happens, but it's pretty frustrating knowing that you can't control anything because it's lost signal. Now, I've flown the Mavic 2 Pro for about 4 years, and before that I had the original Mavic Pro, and I've never had this issue more than once or twice, and that was because I've flown about 26,000 feet away, and then that's when I had the issue. So it's kind of disappointing to know that this can happen with this $2,100 or $2,800 setup with the Mavic 3. It's really nerve-wracking when you're flying and then you're like, what do I do? I can't see. Hopefully it didn't crash into a tree or something. There is a potential solution, and that's this. That $1,100 DJI Smart RC controller. Now, I just got it. I've only tested it just kind of a second on my front yard. So I'm excited to really put it to the test. What we're going to do is go to the same spot I've had some issues and see if we have any more problems. One of the biggest differences right off the bat is this RC has a built-in screen, but this is just a phone holder. It is not an external antenna, and this is external antennas, just like the Mavic Pro and the Mavic 2 series. Now, I don't know why they got rid of the external antennas because it's definitely caused me a lot of problems. And that's one of the biggest things about this controller is hopefully it fixes those issues at especially such a short range. But some of the other features is the 1000 nit brightness on the built-in screen. So no longer do I have to avoid phone calls when I'm flying the drone, because that seems to be one of the only times people want to call me, or when I'm eating. And there's 3 customizable functions plus this button here that also was kind of on the Mavic 2. So I don't know why DJI got rid of some features on their newer drone. I hate when camera companies or just companies in general do that. Why do you get rid of features that worked great on previous generations? But DJI, I am actually pretty disappointed in you. I'm usually really impressed with your build quality and everything, but this is a step back, and hopefully you fix that for the next drone. And hopefully there are some firmware upgrades to the controller and the drone that can improve the interference issue without having to buy this $1,100 setup. This really does feel like a professional controller. Not only does it have the features that we already talked about with the screen and the 1000 nits brightness for outdoor flying, but it's got a built-in HDMI port, a USB-C for charging, and you can do internal screen capturing with a micro SD card. That's enough about the controller. Let's get outside and test out this drone. We're gonna go to some of the spots we've been to before. Let's go right now. Well, the weather finally changed for the better, and this is my first official launch with the new smart controller. So we're just gonna get it set up here. I'm really hoping the ND16 is good enough. I don't like how the Mavic 3 only 400, 800 is all you get in D-Log, but that's just another complaint that I have. So nice to not have to use my phone. And this is where I flew, and I went over this hill over here and had some issues. So home point updated. We are all good. Okay, so I'm already actually getting interference, which is not a good sign. So maybe it's actually something with the drone. I shouldn't have interference here. So I'm getting the same issue with this controller. That's not a good look. Here it goes, automatically returning to home. That's not a... That is not a good sign. So this is not good. I already missed my Mavic 2 Pro. Wow. All right, well, we know that it did not pass the first test, and it's an utter disappointment. One thing I do like is in my review video that you could just launch right from your vehicle, no warning or no error, compass error, like I had a lot on my Mavic 3. So a lot of times I'm lazy and I'll just launch right for my truck. This is another spot that I had an issue. I didn't record it, but basically the first one was a hill, so I can almost understand how when you go over the hill it might block signal, but I really didn't have that problem before. This one is more just like a bunch of trees. Let's see if this has that same issue. Can it pass the second test? All right, so basically I just flew over here, so I have a strong wind warning. RC battery is low. We're about 1,500 feet away now. It was like right around here. There it is, look, red. I'm not even gonna bother. This should not have a signal issue this close. I could see my truck from here. What is the problem? The RC should not be that bad. It is really pretty out though. Well, I finally got my smart controller and I got rid of my compass error at the expense of not being able to fly my drone as well as I usually could. It's safe to say that there is a big disappointment with the Mavic 3 when it comes to the interference. Everything else is fairly good, but $3 grand, man, to have a worse experience than a previous generation, just it's got to get fixed. Hopefully it's just a firmware update. You can see I have nothing on this drone that would be preventing the signal from getting blocked, and same thing with the controller. So I hope DJI can really fix this somehow. It's a disappointment, and that's all I got to say about that. If you want to watch my review on the Mavic 3, go ahead and check it out right here. I got a link for you there, and I'm gonna end the video here. Like and subscribe to the channel if you're into that kind of stuff, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.